Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. In this video, we'll be talking about military spy balloons used for surveillance. Please remember to like and subscribe. Now let's get right into it. Fact 1. Technology from the 1700s. Spy balloons have been around since the 1700s. Here you can see the French army hoisting up a spy balloon to spy on their enemies. The balloon technology is very old because if you think about it, all you really need is hydrogen and helium to make the balloon go up into the sky and stay there. Early balloons obviously did not have too much sophisticated technology for surveillance and probably required an individual to be up there and survey the land as well as the enemy movements and troop movements. However, this point is to show you that it has been around for a long time and of course slowly displaced by airplanes such as the biplanes in World War I, where it's much easier to control and reconnaissance and surveil the enemy troop movements. Of course later on there are even faster airplanes and jets. Now let's get into the next fact. Fact 2. Balloon busters. Remember, in the previous section we mentioned that the balloon technology is very old, from the 1700s, and airplanes didn't begin to fly with biplanes and other earlier airplanes until the 1900s. So as you can probably infer, armies around the world used balloons to their advantage. And so when airplanes were invented and the airplanes can take out the balloons, there was actually a term for pilots whose job is to take out balloons, and they were called balloon busters. There was already quite a bit of military aces or pilots who shot down a lot of aircrafts, and balloons was one of the categories. In fact, there is a whole list of balloon busters that are still recorded today, having shot down many different balloons in the enemy airspace, or even the home airspace where the enemy balloon tried to surveil and gather intelligence. Of course, with balloons not being used as widely, there are really no more balloon buster pilots anymore, and as such, not too many military aces to claim balloon kills. Alright, let's get into the next fact. Fact 3. A record 173,000 feet. The military spy balloons are designed to be in high altitude, and it was a record of a 173,000 feet balloon that was able to continuously float above the sky and gather intelligence. Normally though, most balloons do not fly that high. In fact, they really hover around the stratosphere at an altitude of around 59,000 feet to up to 120,000 feet. If they go even higher to the Kármán line, which is at 100 kilometers above sea level, the balloon will probably burst because of the lack of pressure. Keep in mind, at this altitude, the balloons are also subject to the same forces as high altitude airplanes, such as jet streams, turbulence, and especially very frigid temperatures. Therefore, the balloon operators need to take into all these factors into account, as well as all the surveillance equipment at the bottom of the balloon to make sure they can handle all these forces. Otherwise, the balloon will not be a successful mission. Alright, let's get into the next fact. Fact 4. Can navigate. Now you may think that balloons just simply go up and then travel as where the wind will take them. But actually, modern day spy balloons have propellers attached at the bottom. And through remote control or satellite communications, the operators can move the balloons as much as they can. Obviously, it's not as agile or maneuverable as an airplane, but they can still have some control over the direction and heading of the balloons. So you see, balloons aren't necessarily just subject to whatever wind blows them. They have propellers to help them navigate. But because the balloon navigation is quite poor, they can't always go where they want, and sometimes they do get blown off course and will be very difficult to recover. Because again, the balloon doesn't actually have too much propulsion power, It uses the propellers to guide and steer in different directions, but does not have actual propulsion to move horizontally to other locations. It also is very challenging for the balloon to change altitude, because to change altitude requires the changing of the helium or hydrogen gas inside the balloon. Let's get to the next final fact: international technology. At the time of this video, Chinese spy balloons make the most news in the world. But in reality, every country around the world has a spy balloon program, including the United States. Every country knows that balloons are so much difficult to detect on radar, and so almost all advanced nations with large military budgets have been sending balloons worldwide to gather intelligence data. They know that the balloon can easily slip into a country's airspace undetected because number one, is operating at a stratosphere or higher altitude, and number two, the country that's being surveilled probably don't even know that it's over there because again, the balloon's radar signature is very low. It doesn't have any heat signature either to track it, and so only the most advanced radar systems will be able to detect the balloons, and if you don't have them, then you won't even know they're coming. As radar technology improves, more and more balloons are likely to be detected. Thank you so much for watching my video. Please remember to like and subscribe. See you next time.